This is an important disclaimer. I just want to express that this is not a hit piece on right-wing media, nor is it a hit piece on right-wing politics, and it's the same rule for the left as well. I understand it may look like that at first glance, which understandably would discourage some viewers, but trust me when I say it's not, and I go into more detail on this later in the video. But just so you know, this is not a political hit piece in any way. I don't like to talk about politics on this channel, and also politics are not the reason why I'm making this video. I'm making this video to talk about the fact that YouTube channels are being hijacked. Also, I don't like to inflict or force my views on certain subjects on other people. This is an odd phenomenon that I've noticed, and it's been happening to certain foreign, at least foreign to me, or non-English speaking YouTube channels. That being that they're essentially being taken over by politics in a worse way than you're probably imagining. Take a close look at this channel named Risty. At first glance, it appears to be a fairly popular Minecraft channel that just focuses on random Minecraft related things. However, if you scroll up a little bit, you'll see that the channel has essentially completely retooled itself into a political based channel. Now obviously this is all right-wing based stuff, and that is an element I will address soon, but for now, you can see that something is definitely off here. Doesn't matter what political side this channel caters to. What I'm trying to focus on is that they essentially have completely changed everything about their channel out of nowhere. That is never a good sign. There's no video here saying that they are changing the base of their channel's content whatsoever, and after thinking about all this for a bit, I realized something, that being that this isn't the first time I've seen something like this happen. I came across the phenomenon a couple months ago. Basically, I was browsing YouTube and I found one of these channels while searching for something. I saw the thumbnail and obviously knew that the text had been replaced. But then the preview started playing and I noticed it was just a Fox News broadcast. At the time, I thought that someone was just re-uploading that day's broadcast, so checked out the channel out of curiosity and found more of the same. I just brushed it off and thought nothing of it. That's just some conservative channel, which, just to be clear, I don't find anything wrong with, no matter what political side that person is on. However, I came across that same style of video a couple days back while randomly searching through YouTube. So I checked the channel to see if it was the same one, and that's when I came across Risty. Risty at first glance just appeared to be a channel re-uploading Fox News' own broadcast and replacing the text of those broadcasts with something flat out more raunchy and most likely basic in order to make a thumbnail. However, scrolling down provides a much different story. You see, already with a channel named like Risty along with a banner and icon, you'd think it'd be really odd for a channel like that to be re-uploading Fox News broadcasts, and you'd be correct, because that wasn't always the case. Scrolling down, you can see Risty was purely a Minecraft focused channel doing all sorts of random Minecraft related content. It also appears to have been run by more than one person. But the main thing I want to focus on here is the transition from Minecraft related content to full-on Fox News broadcast. This transition is completely out of nowhere, and it's also not addressed whatsoever in any video. I checked the comments as well as descriptions of both the last Minecraft video as well as the first Fox News video, and the shift in content is not addressed in any of those at all. Something else I noticed is that the first few videos aren't the full broadcast or even segments, but instead just a couple of seconds taken from the main broadcast. They're completely random in the sections that they chose, they don't provide any sort of context at all, and are, just to restate, random. Now, I already knew that this wasn't the same channel I saw a couple months back, as the dates did not match, as this channel only changed its content a couple days ago. I figured since there are two channels with this format, I immediately thought, did they get hacked? I figured since the videos in question being uploaded are most likely the same, I copied and pasted the first video name into the search bar on YouTube, and what do you know, more channels popped up. The second channel I found to undergo this process is called Shani Kai Notebook. Now at the time of writing this, they've actually deleted all the quote-unquote new videos. I was aware that they might do this, so I ended up recording every channel I could find in order to have some sort of proof that this actually happened. If you visit this channel yourself, they may have uploaded new Fox News videos, or maybe they didn't and decided to leave it alone. Taking a look at Shani Kai Notebook using the recorded footage, I believe it's an Arabic channel based on the text you can see, but I'm not sure. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. They seem to cover various random things about the world that you most likely won't see on your own, but they then appeared to restart re-uploading various American court reality TV shows. Odd that it's out of nowhere, but not as odd if they were to randomly start uploading political Fox News clips, which of course is what they did. I plan on linking this channel in the description. Another channel I found that has this same pattern is DD News. Now DD News is a little interesting because their icon as well as banner at the moment appear to represent that of the Democratic Party. However, as you can see, they too just upload Fox News clips as well as entire sections. Of course, things get interesting when you scroll down. As you can see, this channel was originally a PUBG mobile focused channel. Google Translate detects the text of some of the old videos as Turkish. Scratch that last bit. Google Translate actually either detects the language as Javanese or Turkish, depending on which video you translate. Either way, neither of those languages are English, which is going to be an important fact later on. So we can assume that this was a Turkish gamer who played PUBG Mobile. Totally fine. However, something odd I noticed was that in his last video before he switched content, depending on the translation, it can actually say the end or that's it. And one of his other videos named Sun Video, it translates to last video. So what does this mean? Well, my first thought was that seeing as he's done this twice, it could be coincidence that his last video was titled Last Video, as he may have for all intentions want to continue. I don't know what these videos were actually about, as I don't speak Turkish, so these videos may provide some much needed context. Maybe he explains that he sold his channel, which would mean that this is all technically fine. If someone willingly gives their channel to another person for money or not, they are allowed to do that, as it's their business as well as their choice. So, side note, I actually am kind of wrong about that-ish. It's more complicated to buy someone's channel than just buying it from them. This is something I addressed later in the video though, so if you know otherwise, just wait until that segment. Back to what I was saying though, I generally don't know if he was actually planning to stop uploading and hand his channel to someone else, or if it was purely all a coincidence. Going back to the actual channel itself, the fact that it's supposed to represent the Democratic Party raised even more questions. It is completely possible that this channel was hacked by someone on the left, then hacked again by someone on the right, despite being highly unlikely. My guess is that it was hacked by someone on the right wing and made to look like a Democratic site or trick left-wingers into viewing the channel. Now, hold on for a minute. I'm not trying to pin this on the entire right wing, as I have a feeling that most people watching this who are on the right wing don't agree with these practices, and trust me, I have thought about that. This is an element I will discuss in more detail later in the video, of course. For now, I ask that you keep watching. I found another channel named It's Me-ammar, with it's spelled with ITX. I initially thought it was just a typo until I saw the channel banner, which is spelled the exact same way. This channel seems to just be focused on various web-based things, such as logos or making money online, but stuck out to me because they actually only have one Fox video posted a year after the last one. But this one is interesting because unlike some snippets being just random Fox News clips, in this one we can actually see a person trying to film Fox News using OBS. In case I end up deleting it, I decided to record the whole video, which you can see right now.
Here, walk to U.S. or what the detonate 3,000 American that is extremely given it to them.
To all of them out the border, it's about folks join their permanent away there, stimulus for Minnesota inflation. Things are as Pyro has put. She knows all things British. She knows all things British.
William works between deep someone who for herself, absolutely, but it's because she compiled.
And Monday Republican.
Of course, the Queen loved voice on the schedule. We've just seen from everything.
We'll see. Same time, grief. The beautiful Tid
Goes on and more. What happens?
as the beginning, and so here's an extra seeing that as one, and also, of course, the Commonwealth of Nations.
All the skips and background audio are from this video alone. I did not tamper with it or fast forward this video in any way. Now, the majority of the video appears to just be random skipping and whatnot, but if we focus in on one tiny section of the video, we can see a Chrome tab that shows the channel content. We could almost see what videos they've uploaded as well as what channels they have access to. Normally this would be a huge deal, but I can't make heads or tails of what I'm looking at as it's just too small to see anything. I can barely make out the largest text there, let alone text much smaller. Ultimately, this just leads to a dead end. Here are some other channels I found that I will briefly go over. Oomph, a smaller vlog-based channel located in Hawaii, now uploading only Fox News segments. Crypto Routine, a channel primarily focused on cryptocurrency, now uploading Fox News segments. Two more channels include Waiter FF and Griho Entertainment. I'm bundling these two together because at this time, all the Fox News videos are gone from these channels, either set to private or deleted. I only have one picture that shows that they were ever here. That picture consists of a title that was at the time Fox News related, but has now been changed. The video itself that the title was placed on is just a video of a countdown timer and doesn't actually have any Fox News related content. Again, at the time of first discovering this channel there was, however, seeing as it's gone as well as seeing some new videos posted that are more in line with what they used to post, it makes me think that they may have gotten their channel back. Waiter FF was also a channel that fell under the same situation. He originally only posted videos revolving around Garena Free Fire, but underwent the same changes as all the other channels. I unfortunately didn't think to document this at the time, and since the videos have been deleted, any remnant of being hacked is gone without a trace. Albeit that actually is a good thing. One last channel I want to focus on is Fox News. You heard that right. The same people who caused all this ended up going all out with this one channel. It uploads the same videos, but this time they actually have completely rebranded the channel to a degree. I did not think to document this channel either, and at the time of recording this it has been deleted. The only evidence I have that this existed is a tab that says Fox News, which was from the fake channel, which again I'm going to discuss right now. Luckily, I still was able to record other channels that have been hacked, so this way the case still stands strong. I almost thought this was an original channel built from the ground up, but scrolling down reveals that it too underwent the same quote-unquote changes. It appears that this channel used to be centered around Real Cricket Go, but of course that's not the case anymore. Let's jump back to Waiter FF. You might be asking, Spence, how do we know you're not lying about people like Waiter FF or Griho Entertainment? And to answer that, there is no personal gain for me to lie. This is not supposed to be a hit piece on Fox News, even if it may at times feel like one. I'm not trying to promote any sort of agenda here, nor am I trying to pin this whole situation on them, as this is most likely completely out of their control, being done by some third party they don't have any correlation or communication with. Obviously, right-wingers love the promotion of right-wing politics, and left-wingers love the promotion of left-wing politics, but I think most of both parties can agree that when someone who has nothing to do with politics loses their own channel for the promotion of politics, that's when it goes too far. Obviously, there are a few who would disagree. There's nothing wrong with right-wing or left-wing media as a whole at the end of the day, but most people draw the line, myself included, when others get hurt who again had nothing to do with it in the first place. Obviously, there is a chance that Fox is behind this, but I highly doubt that. Also, if they were, it would be a much cleaner looking operation than this, but even then, would they really need to? This is all speculation here, but say if you were subscribed to a channel that was posting one type of content, and then say they got hacked and started promoting a completely different type of content, which is not what you subscribe for, most people would not stick around. I have a feeling that the views are split between some of the old fans of said channels, who again don't plan on sticking around and are just thinking what the f, and fans of Fox who would already be watching Fox News anyways, regardless of what channel it's on. My point is that this whole operation is probably not giving Fox News that much more traction. If they felt they needed more, they would not go about it through this sort of way. So I don't think they're behind this. And I don't want to try and pin this on the majority of the right wing either, as again, with this sort of practice, I imagine most of them would not agree with it. Essentially, we don't know who's behind this or who agrees with this, so nobody should start pointing fingers. Now let's take a look at the question, could this be happening on the left side? And to be honest, it totally could, but I wouldn't know. You see, I've tried to research this whole thing to the best of my ability, but I don't know what to look for. I don't know the name of this phenomenon or what it's called at all, and I also don't know how many other people know about this whole thing as a whole. So yes, this could be happening on the left side. For example, say a channel gets hacked and starts reposting CNN segments. I wouldn't know what to look for in terms of that. If you yourself find the channels have been hacked supposedly by left-wingers, let me know in the comments below and I will look into it. But don't show me an example of this just because you're trying to say the left is just as bad. Show me this because you think on either side this is a flat out bad thing, regardless of political side. Side note, while editing this, I actually found a channel hacked by left-wingers, and it's the same style of videos, but of course appealing to the left wing as opposed to the right. The channel Fashion Forever, which used to upload fashion-related content, now only uploads CNN and MSNBC segments, which most would say are the left-wing counterpart to Fox. And they are the same style and everything, almost as if they are being done by the same people. So my question is, what's the end goal here? Is this like a hack-off or something? Whoever hacks the most channels gets a medal? What's the play? Now yes, while this is happening on the left, I'm not holding the channels that are being uploaded, MSNBC, CNN, responsible, nor am I pinning this on the majority of the left wing, as again, when it comes to this sort of practice, I imagine most of them don't agree with this. I found this after writing the entire script, so if it sounds like I forgot about this instance, it's because I didn't know what happened yet. To me, this did not exist until after the script was written. So were these channels actually hacked? While there may not be concrete evidence of it, I think they all were. If you think back to almost a year ago, you may remember a bunch of verified channels on YouTube starting to pop up out of nowhere. Some of these channels were named things like Yo, Hi, or Evil. They're a bunch of just random names. And they all consisted of a simple introduction video. Oftentimes, the script they would read off of in these videos were shared across accounts, as well as the Minecraft footage that would be playing in the background. For the most part, they would also have the Mr. Beast logo in their icons as well as banners, and they would promote themselves through generic YouTube comments found wherever. Looking back months later, I don't know what happened to these channels, as they all seem to have disappeared. Those who looked into the channels, such as myself, came to the conclusion that these channels were all bought from other people, hence why they all were verified. To be honest, there isn't anything illegal about this sort of practice. People don't like it and rather not have it happen, but if someone willingly gives their channel away to someone else, that's their business, money or not. However, here, it looks like it would be the same case, but there's other clues telling us otherwise. So like I semi-disclosed earlier, buying someone's channel isn't actually as simple as just buying it. It's either legal or illegal or against the terms of service, depending on who you ask and where you ask it. Either way, this puts the people behind this in a bad place. Assuming that the people behind this bought all these channels, they're either doing something A, illegal, or B, legal but looked down upon by, I'd imagine, a lot of people. Let's take a look at the subscriber count of some of these channels. You have some with upwards of 100k subscribers, and sometimes way over, but you also have quite a few channels with less than 100k, sometimes way less. It would obviously make sense to buy a channel over 100k, but for channels with less than 100k, 100k, a purchase of those doesn't really seem that reasonable. Now, I'm not trying to bash lower subscriber channels. At the moment, I don't have the most myself. But if you want to mass spread some piece of content completely through money, as in buying channels, it would obviously make more sense to buy channels upwards of 100k subscribers. That's not what happened here. There are a few channels here that again have way less than 100k subs and at times lower than 10k. So if the people behind this have enough money to buy channels with 100k plus subscribers, why would they use that same money to buy channels with lower subscribers? To me, at least, it doesn't really seem like the most cost-effective practice. Also, I'm sure it takes a lot of time to actually put a proper deal together, so my answer to that is that they were not bought, but of course hacked. It's way more cost-effective to hack these channels, and it could probably be done a lot quicker than buying them. It also gives you a much wider range of channels to target. Also, if you were to buy a channel to promote your content, wouldn't you want to promote something much more meaningful, maybe your own piece of content as opposed to just re-uploading someone else's? Again, to pull a scheme off like this, it just makes more sense to hack and gain access to the channels for free as opposed to spending money. So what has YouTube done about this? Well, as I'm writing this very segment, the channels Risty as well as Crypto Routine have been terminated due to multiple or severe violations of YouTube's policy, which is one of the reasons why I heavily debated reporting all this to them in the first place. Now obviously it's good that these channels aren't uploading content, which for all intents and purposes may actually be stolen. I don't know how that system works. But it also means the original content before being hacked is also gone, which of course is a bad thing. If there was no way YouTube could give back the channels to the original owners, then what they should have done is delete all the videos created after they were hacked and leave what's left still up. However, they may have not been able to because there may have been no way to prevent the channels from being hacked again. So let's conclude as well as recap. Again, I'm not saying Fox News is responsible for this, and I'm also not saying these actions are reflective of the entire right wing. This is all most likely the actions of a few individuals. I wrote the beginning of this script on Monday, September 12th, and at the time of writing this section of the script is now Friday, September 16th. In that time span, what's changed exactly? Well, like I said earlier, the channels Crypto Routine as well as Risty have been terminated, and I honestly wish there was a better way YouTube could have done things. In their absence, I found 5 more channels that have been hacked going by the names of Thomas Horton, Softball Highlights, Brave and Sun TV, Mergen, and F News TV. Side note, while I was editing this, more channels have actually popped up, going by the names of Unknown Hindi Story, Lambali Karin, Mehmet KAYMAK, Papi Oyanda, and Tucker Carlson. Obviously this is not his real channel, and I apologize if I mispronounce any of the other channel names. These channels all follow the same patterns, and I discovered them the same way I discovered Risty's channel, except for Mergen, but I'll address that later. I'm sure many more will come. A pattern I noticed while researching was that a lot of these channels were not English speaking, but some other language such as Arabic and Turkish. And the reason for that is of course a lot more unfortunate than I would like it to be. According to an Alan Spice article, English is in fact one of the most prominent languages on YouTube, and that's factoring in the US as well as the UK. This means that if you're speaking a foreign language, at least one that's foreign to Americans, you most likely may not have as loud of a voice on YouTube as you would if you spoke English. I'm not trying to rail anyone here, but it makes sense to not hack as many English channels because if you were to speak out about getting hacked, there's a chance not as many people will end up listening to you. There still will be plenty, but not as many if you spoke English, and this is just the way YouTube as well as social media works. The biggest language has the loudest voice. Because if English is your native tongue, then what are you most likely to click on? A PSA in English or a PSA in some other foreign language? This would explain why a lot of these hacked channels end up being non-English speaking channels. So if those same people speak out about it, there's less people who would look into it, ultimately keeping the whole thing more hidden. As of now, I've only found one other video regarding this entire topic as a whole, and I'll post a link to it in the description. When translated, the title reads, "Who's next?" at Risty at Mergen. The text in that video reads, "Risty's channel is gone, Mergen's channel is gone, who's next?" This is how I found out about Mergen's channel. However, I will disclose that the Fox News segments aren't actually being uploaded from this channel, but instead brought over from F News TV. So there is some imprint there, of course. But the Who is Next video really did bum me out because it shows that there were dedicated communities behind dedicated YouTubers, but now all that is gone to a degree. So what are some signs the channel has been hacked as well as some red flags? Well, the main patterns I noticed are as follows. A complete shift or change in content, no actual evidence showing new videos are made by the original creator, no video addressing said shift in content. Now, even if the channel is showing these signs, it still doesn't 100% mean they've been hacked, but there is a good chance they might. In the end, why did I cover this? I covered this whole topic because people are losing their channels for the promotion of politics despite probably not wanting to have anything to do with politics. This ultimately causes the viewers to be forced into politics as well, then there's a good chance they decide to watch said channel to escape politics. If this wasn't a political situation and some other random content was being promoted, I would still be covering this. It's not the politics tactics that bother me, but instead the fact that channels are being taken over and ultimately lost. As of writing this segment, I don't think there's the most coverage on this topic, so I'm spreading this information here in order to bring awareness to this situation as well as the channels that are being lost. Also, if a channel is hacked, it's put at a lot more risk as YouTube might decide to delete that channel, because of course the deal with Risty was that the new content went against YouTube's terms of service. This ultimately resulted in the termination of that channel, which was a huge channel, might I add. It had over 150k subscribers and may have been able to reach 200k in due time, but now that's all gone. So if these channels get hacked and YouTube decides to delete them, then that's it. If they're not properly archived, they're just gone. And not many people would be able to speak out about that. You see, over the course of editing this video, which has been about 2 weeks, other channels have been terminated aside from Risty and Crypto Routine. Links that I had that I was planning on sharing that used to lead to actual channels now just lead to channels that have been terminated for, of course, going against the YouTube guidelines. Which means that these channels are, of course, gone, lost of time, and most likely cannot be recovered. It's almost as if YouTube is just hiding this in a way, as opposed to trying to find a way to actually fix this issue. So it really hones in the fact that if more channels get hacked, it may just be a matter of time before they're all gone. So one thing I haven't given the most thought was actually contacting and asking the creators of these hijacked channels to give some more insight. A lot of them do have their Instagram profiles linked onto the channels, meaning there is a way to contact them without hackers interfering, supposedly. Pursuing this is something I have given some decent thought to, however I've been working on this video for so long that at this point I just want to get it out, as pursuing this would take a lot more time. But I think I ultimately will work on hatching up a plan to do so in the future, as this hopefully would give some more insight to this whole situation. In hopes that they'll respond, I'll work up some questions as well as try to communicate through Google Translate, as like I said earlier, most of these channels don't seem to speak English. I know normally I don't talk about political-esque things on this channel, as usually I talk about something gaming related, but this I feel has more to do with hijacking as well as hacking, and just has a political background to it. Reporting on a subject like this is the only way I know how to combat it, as I feel notoriety can be a powerful weapon at times, but also too powerful for its own good. Take that as you will. So a part 2 may come along one day, but for now, I'm gonna let this video marinate and gain as much traction as possible. Stay tuned for more videos.